Hello, welcome to the Level 3 Extended Diploma in Engineering. My name is Julian Cooper and I am one of the lecturers on the course and have designed the range of modules that go together to make the Extended Diploma. Being that this is about the fifth time I've tried recording this and there's a lot of information about each of the tutors that deliver and the management team that deliver on the Level 3 Extended Diploma. I won't try and go over each of our specialisms and experience, but if you do wish to read back through this page, that would be wonderful. I've, again, as I say, tried to synopsise this a number of times and failed each time. So if you could please read that, that would be fantastic. Suffice to say, we're all experienced and qualified at what we do. So please do have a check of that. So most of you will be wondering what the entry criteria is for a Level 3 Extended Diploma. Ideally, we're looking for English and Math 4+, but preferably to have science or design technology or some Level 2 engineering qualification on entry to that course. Really, we're looking for people that present well at interview and have a genuine interest and or experience in one of the fields of engineering, if not more. So another question that many of you will probably be wondering about is what exactly would you be studying on a Level 3 Extended Diploma? Well, the full course extends over 2 years, but completing the 1-year modules will give you some qualification towards the Level 3. However, it wouldn't be equivalent to 3 A levels as the 2-year course would be. The year 1 is quite demanding and it's top loaded in that a lot of information has to be given over it in the first few months of the course in regards to health and safety and manufacturing techniques, very highly technical things to tackle with in terms of computer aided design, as well as the skills for the workshop, and also with engineering drawing, which is often a very big leap for people to take. You can see the list of units there, and you can find those further details for those through the Pearson BTEC website. So if you were to search for Level 3 Extended Diploma and you're looking for the newest specification for that, you can go through that and pick out the modules to find out further details. I've also got details floated on my own website which I use to support my teaching, which I can give you a link for if you request one in the future or after this presentation. I won't go into great details of that now. I'll leave you to ask questions over there. And then in year 2, we basically cover the kind of more tricky parts, maybe, in some respects, things that require more kind of motor control and the higher level maths kind of areas. So there's 3 examined things over the 2 years of those modules, and that is the Unit 1 Engineering Principles, which is maths in year 1. In Unit 3, the Engineering Design, which is another exam that takes place, which is externally assessed, and in the year 2, the Microcontrollers exam also. But, you know, we've had good success rate with those so far, so do not let that put you off if you're keen on coursework.
Hello, my name's Keith. I'm the tutor for the Foundation Level 1 and 2 Engineering course. If you enjoy practical skills, the Foundation course is for you. This is a 1-year course based around practical engineering. We have an excellent workshop facilities with industrial specification machines, including lathes, milling machines, drills, benchwork area and welding. You'll be trained to use this equipment so you'll be able to produce an exciting range of projects, both in training and assessment tasks. Once you are confident with the range of processes and techniques learned, you will then be assessed to produce practical components supported by logbook write-ups of how to produce these parts. This evidence will then be kept in your portfolio and will be developed over the year. Entry criteria for the Foundation course is English and Maths grade 3 to 4. And you should have a good interest in practical engineering skills, preferably covered by design and technology or engineering link qualifications at school. What you'll be studying will be an NVQ in performing engineering operations at level 1 and level 2. Some of the units that you'll be covering will be very similar between level 1 and level 2. So there'll be mandatory units, which will be Unit 1, Health and Safety, Unit 2, Working Efficiently and Effectively in Engineering, Unit 3, Engineering Communication. For level 1, Unit 4 will be making components using hand tools and fitting techniques, Unit 7, using lathes for turning operations, and Unit 15, arc welding, MMA. For level 2, you'd also be doing bench work and hand fitting skills, producing components on lathes, and Unit 29, which would be MIG welding. Progression from this course could lead you on to level 3 or even into an apprenticeship. I'm now going to hand over to Julian to talk about the rest of the course.
So your study spaces, which is what this page is concerning, really are best probably seen and experienced somewhat if you were to come to one of our open days, which I hope under the circumstances will be happening in the near future, possibly sometime after September when we're all back in the building and operating slightly differently, I'd expect, to usual. So we have basically, well, you can read it, but we have a mixture of workshop environments with heavy machinery, CAD suites, electronic workshops, materials testing environments, and 3D print facilities. So there's a bit more information there, but we do have shared areas as well, and we're basically in a position where we can quite happily facilitate, given the time and access to the workshop, the fabrication and manufacture of most things that one would expect one could achieve in a college, and possibly slightly more, really, depending on the aptitude and will of the person to be designing and building solutions to engineering problems. After completing the course, what are the routes after that is often the question that occurs to people, or that they wish to ask. And really the main routes that we have are laid out in this little infographic I've put on the screen here. Again, it's a little blurry, but if you have it up full screen, you'll probably see it okay. So yes, the entry points are from school, different college levels, or the workplace with us. On-the-job training and a combination of that and school college can also, some of our students do that, or do that through the industrial experience programs that we've been attempting to set up in the past year. Obviously things have been a bit slowed for obvious reasons, and obviously the sixth form and on-the-job training route comes through to us as well. So we take people in from all of those areas. In terms of the training and education you'd receive, we have advanced and higher apprenticeship routes, HNCs and HNDs, which are above the level 3, so that would be the level 4 and 5, which leads on to foundation degrees, or is a good part of that. The degree apprenticeship, which we do offer as well, in that people come in and do some HND and HNC whilst at work or through an apprenticeship. And then obviously you can go straight from if you're coming in to do a bachelor's degree, but that's obviously after you've completed the level 3. So those all go on to the routes you see at the end there on the right. There are many other strands of engineering, but there's technician roles, many of them, incorporated engineer, which could be in almost any field, and a chartered engineer as well. So I mean, really, it's as wide as you want it to be, and as restricted as you want to experience, really, in terms of a opportunity or field of opportunity on completion of those routes into employment. So really another, we keep asking questions on each page, don't we? But we're looking at really this page here just to demonstrate or to explain what's unique about the course here. So I will just read this to you in the most terrible delivery style, but all of your lecturers have recent industry experience and work on other projects outside of education, meaning that knowledge is always moving with the technologies available. An example of that, for instance, at the moment is that I'm looking at different electrical bike systems and working on converting a couple of bikes of different types over to try and make that a more affordable option for people on return to college. There's another, number of projects I'm involved with to do with hand cranked respirators and other things. You can see Matt there in the top right holding a gravity tap, which is a unique design in the world. He's one of our local industry partners, and that goes out to many areas of the world that have problems with water shortages or losing water, because that helps retain the water supply. It's a non-drip device, and like I say, unique in the world. So, you know, there's quite a few different projects going through, and our connections with our industry partners help a great deal. We also have a program of trips and visits to local engineering places, and when the museums are open, etc., back up to the science museums and different areas of engineering and interest around green power and really the future of where we're going with engineering, hopefully, to aid the planet in the future to repair itself. So, you know, I'm interested in trying to really focus on the ethical aspects of those technologies and how we can work with them. So anyway, that's what I feel is unique about the course. Plus, we provide a nice holistic range of skills where you get a lot of experience with electronics, as well as microcontrollers and physical manufacture of manipulation of materials, so different metals and steels and welding processes, milling and turning processes, really with an idea to give the learners here a broad understanding and also quite an in-depth understanding of the many strands of engineering that lead into the bigger scale projects that will have to take place on the planet in the near future, if we are all to keep breeding. So yes, that is what is good, I suppose, and unique about the course here. There's a couple of quotes from students that have attended the college previously on this page, so please do review those for a sec. On the page also is a video, which I'm having incredible problem in the click sequence, getting it to operate properly without closing everything. So I'm going to actually turn the 2-minute video off, and on the next page is another one also. But I do urge you please to go back and listen to what the students have to say, perhaps with the saved version of the PowerPoint here, which will give you the links to those videos. It's unfortunate maybe that we can't hear them through this format, but do try and have a find and listen to them. So here's a quick breakdown of the costs associated with the course in terms of additional costs, and there is only a charge of £100 for the 2 years. That means one charge of £100. There are some dispensations for that if there are issues around achieving the payment of that. So basically the overalls and steel toe cap boots are essential and something that you must purchase in addition to that. They're easily available from online retailers. So you might see other things on the screen here to do with the goggles and a range of tools. There are more tools in the toolbox, but you also get a toolbox with all of those things, and £100 covers you for materials that you use in the workshop for those 2 years. And believe me, when you are training on some of the machinery and the welding, you will get through quite a lot of materials until you're good at the things that you're training in. So another thing we're all wondering is how are we planning to go back into work in September, and in what fashion that is. Now, things are, as we all know, are changing with guidance quite rapidly, and there are some students in college at the moment with a reduced workforce and reduced timing. We do fully intend to run for September, but I feel that in the next few weeks things may change, and therefore we are going to be keeping people abreast of those changes and informed as we are informed along the way, but with a view to starting as best we can in September, for things must go on. Okay, well, that concludes my spiel for this presentation for the moment, and I'm happy to take questions afterwards. Also, if you could email me via the college or the link that's given, the messages will be forwarded to me, and I can return any questions posed. So, thank you for listening. I hope it's been an experience and maybe not too boring for you, and look forward to seeing some of you in the future. Bye.
Hi, Julian. There's a question here from Adrian. It's asking, if we slightly miss the GCSEs we need to join, can we still enrol?
Well, there's a question, Keith. I suppose it means, really, Adrian, what you would mean by slightly missing them. I suppose you mean in terms of the attainment target you were given. So I think it's really something that you'd have to come in and discuss with us, really, during interview. Around the circumstances for that. In most cases, we do, seek 4+, but I do understand that there's obviously some issues at the moment, and people might feel a bit concerned about things with the lockdown and having time off school. So quite how that will be dealt with, I'm not 100% at the moment, but I would urge you to come and discuss that with us when we're back at work and the schools have understood how they're going to respond with those kinds of issues as well. Would you add anything to that, Keith?
Yeah, I'd like to add to that. If the GCSEs don't go so well, there is a course for you in engineering. Might not be your first choice, but we do have a course, and you're always welcome to start at a different level and progress through to whatever you want to get to, including our higher education BSc top-up options. So yeah, a little plug there. Julian, can you see these questions?
Yeah, no, I can now. So Matt, work experience placements. Well, really, there are whichever can be found in terms of what engineering areas you want to look for. We do encourage the students, and for good reason, to go out and seek through correspondence with workplaces their own placements, because that helps them develop the skills they need to do to search for work and for jobs when they qualify also, because nobody would do that for them. So we will support, and we have a number of industry partners which we can introduce you to as well to support with that process. There's a few questions involved with that, so I'll just try and tackle those at the moment. Yeah, there's all sorts of experience placements. We've had people really go into aircraft manufacture and maintenance, and stuff with wind tunnels and jet fabrication kind of work, optics and lenses. So there's lots of different areas around to get involved with. Students tend to go on to do after the course what they're driven to do in engineering. I think engineering is such a wide subject that many people go into either motor vehicle industry or into aviation, or some join the army corps as engineers, others set up as entrepreneurs, others go into industrial design. So there's a huge range of things really you can go on to from it. And I would say that there's a mix between apprenticeships and university placement, really, as to what is suitable for the candidate that's or the person that's looking really to progress. I hope that answers your question. Keith, anything to add to that?
No, I think you covered that.
All right, and then there's just this. Is this just the other question here? So you have one main project, Adrian, in year one with the current specification, which you complete towards the end of that year once you've gained some level of mastery in a range of the other modules, which you look at one of the pages on the presentation again cover. So that's where you would tackle that, and we do that within the end of the first year, like I say. So in a way, you can kind of look at the microcontrollers project, which leads up to a 12-hour exam, which is a very practical based exam. Usually there's video evidence submitted for that, so you don't have to really write a huge amount. But that's kind of its own project in itself, in a way, because you'll be given a task to solve with the sensors and other equipment with the microcontroller, and it's quite a challenging thing to achieve anyway. So yeah, that's okay, no worries. If you've got any other questions, I know there's not a huge amount of people there, but I'd be happy to answer them. Yes, Keith, am I right to type in the link in there to that?
I think so. Go for it.
Yeah. Okay, so if you go to that link there, and you look there's a tab at the top which says engineering, and then down the left-hand side, you'll notice another menu open up with level 2, BTEC level 2 and 3, and all the modules are listed in there for both of the years with the assignment top sheets as they stand at the moment, and guidance on this kind of content you'd need to cover in those modules as well. So, you know, do have a look. And also at the Pearson information as well.
Okay, well, we've got no more questions coming through. We have a last minute plug of our HE offer. So joining as a student on engineering, you can progress from level 2, well, level 1, I should say, right up to a level 6 BSc top up. Do HNCs, HNDs. So just bear that in mind. So I think we're about done here. Unless you want to add anything else, Julian?
No, I'm all good. I think I've said enough in the last 25 minutes or so anyway in the presentation. But yeah, so thanks for attending, anybody that happens to be out there. I can't see how many of you or whether you're still on the thing from here. But, you know, do come in for an open day or open evening and come and visit and have a look round, you know, and have a chat when we're back. So thank you.